Hi everyone, welcome back. I can't believe we're here at week 3
I know.
of our Jesus I Am sayings. And this week is the gate,
It is.
or we could call it the door.
We could. And in the Bible, Jesus says, I am the gate. Anyone who enters by me will be saved. Interesting, isn't it, about a gate? Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting. So have you ever thought what a gate is or a door is for?
Well, I think I go through a gate and I go through a door. Do you? What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I think I do. I've got a gate in my garden.
Have you? Anywhere else? Can you think of anywhere else you've got a gate or a door?
So maybe on farms.
Yeah.
Or if we go for a walk, which I think we're doing quite a lot of lately when it's not raining.
I know.
So there's often gates on walks.
There is.
Or at football stadiums.
Ooh, yes. Not many people at a football stadium at the moment, though, is there? But never mind. I think a door and a gate, a door or a gate even, can keep us safe. Can you think of any examples of that?
Yeah, so I was thinking about fire doors.
Yeah.
Because if there's a fire, then the fire doors close and it keeps the fire away from us.
Oh, wow,
Keeps us
yes.
safe.
Yeah, and with a gate, I was remembering that I have a friend who had a farm in Cumbria and he had loads of sheep, about 2,000 sheep, I think, and we used to help look after the lambs sometimes. But he used to have kind of gates with what's called a sheepfold, and they certainly did long ago, didn't they? But Tom used to get his sheep in there with his dog. The dog helped him, and then shut the gate, and that stopped any wild animals, foxes, I guess, and out on the fells, I guess you might get some wolves. Stop them getting in to eat the sheep up.
Wow. Shall we have a look at what Kezia and Leo have got to say about gates and doors?
Let's do that.
Right, what do we use doors for?
We use doors for going out in the world and country. Crossing doors and going into different parts of your house.
Okay. And have you ever gone through a door that you shouldn't have? Have you?
No, because if it's someone's house, I wouldn't do that because they could tell us off and we don't really own the house or know the house.
And what about you, Leo? Have you ever gone through a door? Or opened a door that you're not allowed to open?
No, because I think there might be really dangerous stuff and there might be sharp wires.
Okay. Do you think a door is a safety thing in some occasions?
Yeah,
Do you think it keeps us safe for something?
Yeah, it keeps us safe. If there is a fire in your kitchen or house, it would take 2 hours to burn the door, and yeah, that's enough time to actually escape. But if you're asleep, probably your mum and dad had to wake you up before the 2 hours has gone.
And do you feel safe Leo, do you feel safe if you close a door, or if you're in your room, or if you go somewhere and there's a door? What do you think?
Well, if there's a bad guy coming into our house, we have to lock our doors.
Yeah.
But only when we go out and in to go outside, because these doors where we go into different parts, like a kitchen, not really useful because if they don't get through that door, they're not going to get through any of these doors.
Okay.
The other ones.
So you think a door is a safety thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, they were really good examples, weren't they?
They were. And guess what today?
What?
I've brought my box along again.
Oh, Yvonne, is it something messy?
Would you like it to be messy? Might be nice if it's messy, but no, it's not messy today. Let me get my box.
I'm glad it's not messy.
So, Sarah, I have brought a few things here that could be used to keep us safe. And I want you to have a dip in the box, see what we find, and let's see if you can think what they would keep you safe from and then Sarah, you can have a guess too.
Okay.
First dibs.
This one looks really good, so I'm going to get this one out and put it on. Do you know what it is? So it's a helmet, isn't it? And we use these to keep our heads safe. So I was thinking, if we were riding our bikes, then we might put one of these on and it would protect our head if we fell off.
Yeah, it would. We could even go on an electric scooter ride, couldn't we? They're popular. Have you got a scooter? Well, we could do that, but you need to wear a helmet and you might need some protective things on your elbows too.
Yeah.
Have another dip.
Okay, so the next one, I've got some of these at home. I wonder if your mummies and daddies have got them. So they're oven gloves, and we use them to keep our hands safe when we're getting things in and out of the oven when they're hot.
Yeah, and that saves you getting lots of marks on your wrists from burning.
It does, it does.
Another dip.
Wow, what have we got next? Oh, a glasses case. So this would be to keep our glasses safe.
Yeah. Do you sling your bags? Do you sling your bags over your shoulders? And do you have any glasses in a glasses case? Careful.
Yeah.
You won't break them if you got them in that.
Right, let's go in next. Oh, first aid kit. That's really useful, isn't it?
It is.
Because if we hurt ourselves, there's all sorts of different things in there that we can use.
We can, and that helps to keep us safe, doesn't it?
It does. Is there something
Two
else?
to go. Two
Two
to
to
go.
go. Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty. Little purple case.
Ooh.
Oh, it's got all your cards inside.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, and do you know what? When that's closed up, it just means that those cards are protected, and actually people can't get information off them when they're in there.
Wow,
So-
that's really clever.
Yeah, very
really
clever.
Good idea to keep
Last
your cards
one.
safe. Oh, I don't know what this is.
Well, do you know what this is? Have you seen one of these before? Well, let me tell you, this is called a carabiner. And you would use this if you were a climber. Are you a climber, Sarah?
No, that's why I didn't know what it was.
Well, if you're a climber, you would use this to thread your ropes through, and then you would use them to help to keep you safe on the mountainside when you're climbing. Really, really important.
That sounds really important for people that like climbing,
Yeah.
which I don't.
Maybe one day, maybe you will. That's great. Well done, Sarah. That was really
thanks,
good.
Yvonne. That was
That's
really good fun.
Okay.
So we've got a story now,
Great.
and it's really exciting because Ruth has come to tell the story to us.
Great.
So yeah, if you sit down quietly and have a listen, it's going to be great.
Well done.
Enjoy the story.
Well, good morning. Do you like stories? You do? That's great, because I'm going to tell you a story this morning about a little girl called Matilda. Now, Matilda, she was only 4 years old. Any of you 4? Going to get bigger. She's only 4, but she's a very inquisitive little girl. In other words, she liked to know what was going on everywhere. She always liked to know what was happening, especially over her garden hedge. It was a very tall hedge, maybe a bit like that one back there. And she could never see over the top of it, never. She'd trump up every day and see if she could, but no, she still couldn't. Anyway, she was a happy little girl, and she used to play and skip around in her garden, and she had swings and she had a slide. Well, one day she was down the slide, maybe the 7th time she'd gone down it. She loved the slide. And then all of a sudden, she could hear children laughing and playing. She thought, I wonder where they are. They'll be over that big, tall hedge. Well, maybe today I've grown a bit more than I had yesterday. So I'm going to try and jump up and see if I can see over the top. No good. Still couldn't see. But also in her garden, there was a big blue gate. Blue was her favourite colour. So she went up to the gate. She had to lean against it to see if there were any cracks or maybe any holes so she could see through it. So she had it. She was leaning against. Oh my goodness, it's opened just a little bit. Squeaked a bit. So she thought, I'll try that again. Opened a bit more. Squeaked a bit more as well. But just wide enough for a little person to squeeze through the gap. So she squeezed through the gap. Exciting! I'm off down the pavement now to see if I can find out where those children are laughing and playing. So off she went. Down. Cars going along this side, tall trees on this side, but she thought, no, I'm going to see if I can find those children. So she kept walking around and walking. But the children seemed to get a little bit further away the more she kept walking. She thought, I don't know where they are. And you know, she started to get a little bit frightened. I really shouldn't have gone out of that gate. I was safe in the garden. She thought, I think I'd better turn round and go back home again. So she turned round and she started to walk back home again. Matilda! That must have been Mummy, but I don't know where Mummy is. I can't hear her. Matilda! Mummy? Matilda! There she is! She's there! And she ran up to her and she hugged her, and she hugged her so tight, and she went, oh, Mummy, Mummy, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have gone out through that gate, and I was so frightened. And her Mummy said, no, you shouldn't have gone out through that gate, should you? But you're going to be safe with me. So come on. And she took her by the hand, and they went back through the gate again. And then her Mummy looked up and said, that latch is broken, and it does squeak a bit, doesn't it? She said, I think we'll ask Daddy, when he comes home from work, to fix that latch and put some oil on those hinges. Now, you are safe with me in the garden. That's the end of the story, but do you remember what Evan said earlier on, that Jesus in the Bible described himself as the gate? And if you go into the gate with Jesus, you're safe and you are saved. What a wonderful thing to know, that with Jesus you are always safe. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. Bye.
Wow, that was such an amazing story. Thank you, Ruth.
Yeah.
I think it also kind of links to what we were talking about today, doesn't it?
It does.
Can you remember what that is?
And Ruth mentioned it, didn't she? Because in the Bible, Jesus says, I am the gate. Anyone who enters by me will be saved. And that means that we will be safe if we follow and trust Jesus. Wow.
Wow, that's an amazing promise.
Yeah. And we have to remember that it doesn't say that everything's going to be good all the time. Sometimes it's really difficult, isn't it? At the moment, it's maybe difficult for you. Maybe all your brothers and sisters are all at home together and you're needing to fight to get a device so that you can do your schoolwork. Well, listen, even now, when we follow Jesus, he's there with us and we can be safe.
Yeah, and I think Jesus says that because he loves us so much. And I think he thinks sometimes on our own we're a little bit like sheep, kind of a little bit lost, and we don't really know where to go.
I know, we are often like sheep, aren't we? And Jesus says he's the good shepherd, and as a good shepherd, he wants to bring us into his sheepfold so that we are saved. And he says, doesn't he, I am the gate. So that's the entrance. He is the only way. He's the only way. Sometimes I find it difficult to understand what he's trying to tell me, Sarah.
Yeah, but I think all he's just trying to say really simply is that if we follow him and we stick to his ways, then he will keep us safe. He'll keep us away from things that are dangerous, and we'll be saved and safe with him. So Jesus is the only way.
Wow, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Should we sing a song?
Yeah, let's do that.
Great. I hope you enjoyed that song.
Yeah,
And
it was
it is an amazing story, isn't it? I'm so glad that I follow Jesus. Do you follow Jesus, Sarah?
I do. I love Jesus, and I'm
Oh.
so glad that I follow him.
That's
as well.
great. And do you know what? You can follow Jesus too. You just have to trust him and listen to what he tells you to do. And he wants to keep you safe. Now, we've come to the end of our time together this morning, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you're going to join us next week and wait and hear what Jesus has to say then. So just don't forget, because remember, we'll be praying for you. Bye.